and you're probably going to hear our dog in the background because she's a little nutty. And I'm going to make dinner tonight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do cabbage rolls, stuffed cabbage. And so I just thought, hey, I'll take a minute and I'll record this so you get more of a picture of my mom life. And we'll go from there. So I've got all my ingredients here. Typically, I like to use Italian sausage or like spiced pork ground meat. But I don't have any of that today. So I just have, and I'll mix that with hamburger meat. So what I'm going to use today is just hamburger meat, but I'm going to add some rice with it. You can modify the recipe how you like. It's cabbage, and then I have my diced tomatoes and tomato sauce and my onions. It's a really simple recipe. You put garlic and stuff like that in it. So that's what I'm going to do. My Mountain Mama version of stuffed cabbage. What we're going to do now, can you come over here and put the meat? We're going to put the meat in the bowl, and then I'm going to chop up the onion and add the onion. We're going to cook the rice. I put a cup of rice, maybe 2 cups. It depends on how much, because I'm feeding 6 people, and we like at least a couple cabbage rolls each. So that's what we're going to do. And I just gauge it, you know, and I have my knife for my cabbage. After I cook it, what I do with the rice, or with the cabbage, is I boil it. I cook it first, because if you try to rip off the leaves with it not cooked, you're going to rip them to pieces. So I cook them first, and then in some boiling water after they cooked for a little bit. Then I take them out, and then I'm able to peel the leaves off, or I cut the stem off, and then I'm able to peel the leaves as I need them. So that's what I'm going to be working on here in just a second. And then we're going to chop the onion and add that to the meat. I'll use the paring knife. I'll show you that when I'm ready for that. And then I'm going to chop my onion. There, just leave those right there. Oh, welcome back. All right, let me take off my glasses because I have this new light ring, but every time I use it, you can see it in my glasses. Let's hope I don't cut off the tip of my finger. All right, so now I'm going to chop my onion. You can bust the egg in this one. Okay, go ahead. Okay. All right, now we need another one.
Mom, just cut out the video.
There you go. All right, now we need, let's get that shell out right there.
There's a shell on it.
All right.
No, it gives it that crunchy flavor.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to pause while we clean up a little bit because we spilled some egg. All right.
Bye. 3 hours later.
Anyway. So, we've got our meat mixture. I've put garlic and eggs. I'm sure you can't see that. And onion, but I'm just telling you what's in there. 2 eggs, 3 pounds of hamburger meat for this recipe, but you could use Italian sausage. You could combine the all of that. Sorry, I had water on my hands. Onion, garlic, waiting on the rice to cook. Then I'm going to mix the rice up together. And you can hear the kids in the background. I'm sorry. And then we'll do the next step with the cabbage. Okay, so we're going to set this aside, and we'll be back in just a second. Cooking, and you can see Miss Maddie right here. Anyway, can you drain that rice for me, and then bring it over here? It's right here. Drain it over there. And we're going to add that to our, what are you doing? Hi. Our meat mixture. So, we'll join this in here. Yeah. What is it? Is this going to, so we're going to add that to our meat mixture. Mix all that up. The cabbage is over on the stove boiling. In about 5 minutes or so, I'll take that off. And then I'll show you about cutting that up. Taking the spines out, or whatever, the hard thing out of the leaves. and rolling them up. Okay, we'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, we're gonna add our rice, and I made about 1.5 cups.
Can you spoon?
Yeah, I'll get one. Well, I'll get mine. Yeah, we're cooking rice.
No, you can't help, baby.
No, it's hot. Boo boo hot.
Yes,
Boo boo hot. Alright. Anyway, so I just mix all this up, and then you can add, as I flip it out of the bowl. Who's to know? Anyway, who said that? There was a cook who used to say that. Julia Child. Y'all don't know who that is. But anyway. So I just stir it up. And that's what we're going to do. And then I'm going to add a little bit more seasoning. I have garlic in here. But I'm going to add some herbs and spices. Yeah. And then we'll be right back here in just a minute. In just a minute.
Bye. YouTube video. You're on live. She goes higher.
I'm adding my spices.
You are on TV. That is on TV. We never should be a superstar on TV.
Anyway.
Not on like all over TV, just on YouTube.
You add whatever spices you
Even
want
the
to.
YouTube that you like to watch. Maybe you can watch this video in a little while since you watch it.
Yeah, you can go in the living room and watch some Toys and Colors and.
Oh, I meant like this video.
Oh.
That pisses me off. I'll see.
Real moments. I'm sorry, guys, but we're gonna pause it here for 1 second. All right, so I stir this with a spoon, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it a little bit with my hand as well. I know. Are you on TV? Not really, but. So I'm just mixing this up. It's the meat and the onions and the rice and the garlic and all the seasoning. I did add 2 eggs. And then I'm getting ready to take off the cabbage, and you'll see that part next. Now, the cabbage, I've just taken it out from being boiled, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the stem off, and then I'm going to start peeling the leaves. And my son's going to get me a big plate so I can lay those cabbage leaves on that. And then I'll start to roll our cabbage, okay? So I cut off my stem. What, baby? I know. So I'm going to get... Now I'm going to start pulling our cabbage leaves. And it's wet and it's messy. And it's still a little bit hot because it's steaming. I'll still use these like this that are a little bit ripped. In a second.
Do you want me to put the cabbage?
Not yet, honey. But I do need another bowl, please. Because what I'll do is anything that's ripped like this, I'll just throw these cabbage leaves in and I just cook them up with some onions, and then we just pour them all over the top of the cabbage rolls. Okay? Alright. So, yeah, that'll work. So I'm just going to throw these that are already ripped in there. I try not to rip them, but once I cut the stem back, then all I have to do is just gently peel them. And everybody's different, so I'm going to lay these right here as I'm peeling them. Just going to lay it over. It takes a few minutes, and usually it's pretty easy after you cook the cabbage. It's hot. And then in just 1 second, I'm going to pause here just a second, and then I'll show you about cutting out the stems. Yeah, we're doing our little video. Okay, so I take the cabbage leaves, and I cut out this thing. You know, so, yeah, the spine. Okay, with just a little paring knife. And then it's like that. Okay, and you may have your own way of doing it. All right? So then I have a spoon with me that my daughter's going to get me right now. Yes, say Mommy's got you right now. And then I'm going to put the meat that I want in it, and I'm going to roll it up. Since it's 1 minute, we're going to pause for just 1 second so I can get all this set up properly. What, honey? Oh, yes. I'm doing my video now. So I get however much I want in my roll. Okay? I don't know if you can see that. And I just do it like that.
Mommy.
And then I fold it over.
Mommy.
And hold on, sweetie. And then I just roll it up. Then you have your cabbage roll.
Mommy.
And I'm going to fill up a plate of these.
Mommy.
Now, hold on, honey. Can you just wait 1 minute, please? 1 minute. So what I'll do, is I'm either going to put these, you can put them in a big pot on the stovetop and cook them that way. And then I add like my diced tomatoes and all the tomato stuff, or you can put them in a rectangle glass baking dish and bake them in the oven as well. I'm going to decide which way I want to do that here in just a minute.
Yes, baby.
Oh, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi. Say hi. So that's what I do. Just repetitively, I take all my cabbage leaves, cut out the spine.
Mommy.
Yes, sweetie.
Hi.
You saying hi? Alright, and then that's it. And then I just repeat. Alright, so check back when we're ready to put out all of it in one pot and on the stove. I'm just going to bake these. And this is just one pan of them. The tomato, pureed tomatoes, tomato sauce, all that as it cooks will kind of seep down to the bottom. You can add as little or as much of that as you want. I'll put also just a little bit more water in there just to keep it moist. But I'm going to bake this for 45 minutes, give or take. It just depends on how much you're going to make. And so that's how I make my stuffed cabbage. So next time you do it your way, or next time I maybe do it in the pot. But there you go. Mountain Mama stuffed cabbage.